It's been all backwards for young men. I feel very bad for them.
It's so rare to see true masculinity lived out now that I feel like not a lot of people even know what it is.
I think masculinity is about goodness and leadership. They've just been completely demoralized by society where they're told that every real male behavior is wrong. But again, most people aren't pushing those values of goodness. They don't even know where to start with so much of that stuff.
So we are joined by the OG himself, Witt.
What's up, man?
We're happy to have you back.
Hey, I'm happy to be back. It's kind of weird to be back in LA, back in California after having been here for almost 2 years, but it's good to see everyone at the office and, you know, new faces of all the people who are new like you and everyone else. It's cool, man.
Yeah. Have you become a stereotypical Florida man?
I don't think so. No, I have not become a stereotypical Florida man. I do go to the water a lot, you know, and pub subs and all those kind of things, but haven't, you know, committed any crimes like a normal Florida man. At least I don't think so. Not yet.
Have you fought off an alligator?
Not yet. I've seen a couple alligators, seen some snakes, but you know, they're big water puppies. Those things, I love the alligators. They're great. Little lake puppies.
Nice. Well, I feel like LA, once you get past, you know, all the crackheads and crime and liberalism, you know, there's some gems here too. You know, like Air One. I heard you like Air One.
Yeah, you're going to make me seem like a tool on here saying I like Air One. I just like Air One because of raw milk. I get as much raw milk as I want. It was the only place. It's crazy. California being like the most liberal, backward state, and they have the best laws in America for raw milk. You can get raw milk at the supermarket, anything like that. You know, there's unpasteurized, unhomogenized milk. They also just banned in California, but nowhere else in America, this red dye, O3 or something that they put into foods, like artificial stuff. California gets some things right on these kind of things, but you know, on a lot of things they get it wrong, and it's a terrible place to live. But there's some gems here, for sure.
Not gonna lie, it definitely became an LA tool. I'm a huge Air One enthusiast.
Okay.
But if it makes you feel better,
hey,
the owners
good,
they're conservative behind the scenes. Oh yes. I've got a friend of the owners.
Okay. Yeah, when I went there yesterday and got my raw milk, I said howdy to the checkout lady, and she laughed at me. Like I was crazy. And she's like, I've never heard anyone say that to me. I'm like, it's a pretty normal greeting where I am in Florida. We're all saying howdy to each other. Yeah, it's weird to be back. Weird to be back in LA.
Well, again, we are happy to have you here, especially because, you know, I view you as like my ancestor. You know, you are the OG personality. And, you know, speaking of ancestry, did you bring me anything for Black History Month?
I did not. No, but you can have some raw milk.
I'm so lactose intolerant. That might be a bad idea.
Oh, see, if you're lactose intolerant, you can drink raw milk.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's when you pasteurize the milk, it destroys the good enzymes in the milk, which makes people why they can't digest it. Pasteurized milk. So the raw milk, you can drink that. I guarantee you'll have no problems drinking it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You should do a 5-minute video on that.
I'm trying. I don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. It's too controversial.
Well, I'll forgive you for the lack of Black History Month gift because I know you can't be racist because who else would have taught you how to Dougie other than Black people? Can we play that clip really quick, Cam? This is so iconic.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, because you were eating. You really did something there.
Wait, I was eating?
Yeah, you were eating.
I thought I was dancing.
You're not that far from Gen Z. You know the lingo.
I don't know what eating means. Does that mean like,
eating?
Is that like cooking?
You never heard like, you ate that?
Cooking.
You never heard like, you ate that? You ate that up?
I heard like, oh, you ate that up?
Yeah, or like ate down
like
sometimes.
Someone lied to you and you ate it up?
No.
Mean?
No, it means like you did so well at something that like you ate it up.
I've
like left no crumbs. You never heard left no crumbs?
No.
Wow.
No.
You missed a day. You missed a lot of PragerU.
Oh, I just sound like I'm missing so much hearing all these phrases and lingo.
Yeah, that tends to be my thing. Yeah. I feel like I just make up phrases sometimes, so I could just be gaslighting you low key.
Yeah, eating my crumbs or whatever. That definitely doesn't sound real.
Hey, you look on Twitter, you'll see a lot of people saying that.
A lot of people eating each other's crumbs. That's what Twitter is too, yeah.
I feel like the opposite of that, but you're almost there. You're almost there.
Got it.
So when you see like your OG videos, maybe not just your dancing ones, but like your original man on the street content type of videos, what do you think when you see those?
I was very proud of a lot of those videos we did. I do feel like at the end, I had done so many that I didn't totally get as into some of the ones I did near the end of my career at PragerU. It was like, man, I kind of just got to do some of these. I wasn't as passionate about it, but a lot of those early videos I did, especially like the cultural appropriation videos and many of the quizzing videos I did, and other ones where I just, destroyed the left, or however you want to put it, without sounding like a complete tool again. I loved making those videos, and I always went out there with the intention of changing people's minds. That it wasn't about just making people look stupid or anything. I always wanted to change people's minds, whether it was the person I was talking to or the viewer who was watching the video. So yeah, I loved making those videos. I looked much younger then, definitely less fat.
Oh my gosh! Just got to join CrossFit.
Yeah, join CrossFit. Yeah.
That's the way to go. But no, your videos are so appreciated. I don't know if you know my backstory. I used to be very liberal, grew up with a radical leftist family. And back in 2018, I was a very outspoken activist online, just about every woke microaggression you can think of. And the very first topic I ever got red pilled on was cultural appropriation. And it was your video where you were wearing the sombrero and the poncho or whatever and asking people. And I was flabbergasted that these Mexican people loved seeing you embracing their culture. And I had this mentality that there's no way they're not going to be offended. They're going to think it's a mockery. They're going to think it's all these different things. When you went into that, were you confident that they were going to be as receptive to you as they were?
Oh, definitely. They're the ones who sold me the costume. So I was like, yeah, of course these people are going to be receptive to it. I mean, it's so funny. Everyone always, you do Man on the Street, and they're always talking about the editing and editing tricks and cutting certain things out, yada, yada, yada. Of course, we can't put everything in. But I will guarantee that in like that Mexican video, I dressed up as a Mexican. Those are the people that we talked to in the video. We didn't have to go out of our way to find those people. Those were the only people, the Mexican people who we talked to, and we put them in the video, and every single one we talked to, even the Mexican kid at UCLA who was in the video at the end of the video, he was all about it too. It's the white, rich, liberal kids who are always the one who are offended.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing else going on in their lives.
They're so quick to just call everyone a colonizer. Speaking of that, do you think that Aldo has colonized Man on the Street?
No, Aldo's a great guy. Aldo does a great job. And I just found out today he doesn't shampoo either. So neither of us shampoo our hair. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't shampooed in a month. He's on like a year.
That's common for black people, but I never knew that white people don't shampoo their hair.
Well, white people, what do you think white people did for thousands of years?
I mean, that's a fair statement. I just know we have such different hair textures because, like, my understanding is that white hair gets greasy, but black hair dries out. So we have to put moisturizer in our hair. So that's why we don't wash it as often. What's the benefit of washing your hair less?
Well, when you don't use shampoo and things like that, it doesn't take all the natural oils out of your hair. So if you don't shampoo, you'll start getting a lot of grease in your hair at first. You'll have like this phase, and that's when a lot of people quit because they're like, oh, my hair is disgusting now. So I'm going to use shampoo again. But if you get past that initial phase, your hair turns into the most luscious, luxurious hair that you could imagine. So full of life and with all the natural oils in it that you need. Of course, you still take a shower and you rinse off and you do all these things, but you're just not using the shampoo. People haven't been using shampoo for thousands of years, and they've had great hair. They've been fine. Look at the old paintings of people. Did they have nasty, greasy hair in these paintings and photographs? No, they look great.
You take conservative to a whole another level. You're going thousands of years back to the OG days.
I'm like Neanderthals. What did Neanderthals do? Conservatism is going all the way back to the Paleolithic era.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the next stage of conservatism.
This is another layer of me always saying you're my ancestor here.
Yeah. And then it's no longer America first. It's Pangea first. Yeah. That's the next move.
I love that. And we're all indigenous.
Yeah, exactly. Stolen land.
So speaking of Aldo and, Aldo just released a fantastic mini doc about masculinity. Did you have a chance to watch that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, you definitely should check it out. And I want to ask you, why do you think there is such a crisis right now of a lack of masculinity?
This is going to make me sound like a boomer. I think one of the problems is not just video games in itself, but social media and video games kind of together. There's so many of these video games right now, if you know something like Fortnite or any of these games, where men can go on there, boys, whatever, and go and create a fake avatar on one of these games, you know what I'm talking about? Like with a costume and different names and all these things and building up their hero and character and stuff. And it's like a lot of these people care more about building up that character in one of these games than about building themselves up. And it's like, when you die, is it going to matter what your character in some video game was built up as or your social media was built up as? No, but these are the things that young men care about a lot of the time. And then they've just been completely demoralized by society where they're told that every real male behavior is wrong. That if you have a Pop-Tart and you chew it into the shape of a gun and start playing cowboys and Indians with your friend, it's somehow bad and you have ADHD and now we have to give you literally meth and a pill. It's been all backwards for young men. I feel very bad for them, but I think young men need to take a look back and say, okay, what are the things that men have been doing for hundreds, thousands of years that has been about chivalry, about helping people, about striving for goodness and truth and beauty. You know, it's a hard road to take. It's a hard road to be the person who makes their life into an adventure, into a quest, into something that is heroic. But it's a way forward for these young men to be able to make the changes in their life that they want to see.
100%. You know, it's so rare to see true masculinity lived out now that I feel like not a lot of people even know what it is. How would you define masculinity? I
think masculinity is about goodness and leadership. You know, goodness is kind of this bigger umbrella term, and you can put you know, Christian virtues and things like that within it, but it's really about things that are just objectively good, and a man being a leader of showcasing those things to other people. And that's also very similar to chivalry. You know, chivalry isn't just opening doors for women. Chivalry is almost like a hero's honor code of the way that you live life, of exemplifying yourself in goodness and morality and trying to help others who don't have that. You know, it's being a leader for goodness, I think is masculinity. You know, and then a woman in terms of, you know, femininity and these things, it's not just like a follower of the man, but it's also a leader in that goodness. But the things that women that are good for women are different than men in a lot of respects. And so they're pushing those things and the men are pushing those things through chivalry, and the women are doing it through nurturing, and they kind of balance each other out. But again, most people aren't pushing those values of goodness. They don't even know where to start with so much of that stuff. How exactly does disc golf fit into your definition of masculinity? Disc golf is the most masculine sport, first of all. I don't watch sports ball or, you know, anything like that. You know, apparently the Super Bowl's happening soon. I don't even know. But I watch disc golf and I play disc golf. I'm a professional disc golfer now. Oh, we see. We have your stats up here. You're gonna see how badly I did in my last tournaments. Hey, I'm impressed that you're even a pro. Hey, I'm in amateur league. See, classification amateur on there. Current rating 842. Yeah, that's pretty good. 842. You know, I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm working on it. I just went and played disc golf this last weekend in California. It's the manliest sport, and it's also the coolest sport. And what makes it so cool? What's the appeal? Okay, so you have normal golf, right? Yeah. You got little ball golf. You got either little balls. No one wants that. You want big discs, right? It's little balls or big discs. I choose big disc. You know, that's just what I prefer when it comes to, you know, a sport that I'm going to play, and it's just a lot more fun. I respect it. Yeah, would you say that disc golf has increased your Riz? It's eaten my crumbs for sure. I was going to say, do I need to define Riz for you? Riz is like is it like charisma? Yeah. Okay, personally, I do hate the term Riz. Okay. I just threw that out there since it's very Gen Z. Yeah. So it's like charisma, like your character? Yeah, I think so. It gets me active. It gets me my blood flowing. I love competing. So, you know, that's why I did the tournaments and things like that. Yeah. I also think men should find something, even when you're older, when you're done with, you know, high school sports or whatever, something that they can compete in, to compete against other men in. That actually means something to them. That's fun. It could be anything. You know, but just as long as you're getting into a place where you're competing against other men in a competition, I think is really important. Nice. And you can do things where you're competing even like against yourself, running and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't do that. Yeah, it's all about challenging yourself. You know, one of the comments I do see on a lot of the videos that we repost of you, especially doing Man on the Streets, people always say how much Riz you have. How many numbers did you get while doing? Yeah. Did you get a lot of numbers while doing Man on the Street? Like views? No, like, you know. Oh, females numbers. Yeah. Oh, I mean, sometimes. I That's what the people really want to know. I'm trying to think. Not really. No. I was very dedicated to what I was doing. 9 to 5. Yeah, exactly. But 5:30 hits. Yeah, exactly. No, there were plenty of times where you met many beautiful women going and doing that. But it was, you know, for the most part, the women who I went and talked to while I was doing those videos were not on our side, I guess you could say. You know, they were usually the liberals, and, you know, even if they were cute or beautiful or anything like that, most of them just didn't have the same values as me. So, no, Man on the Street was not a great place for picking up women or anything like that.
Not a Riz Olympics.
No, not a Riz Olympics.
You know, I had a list of adjectives I thought you were going to use to describe these liberals. I was like, is it going to be crazy, blue-haired, unhinged, disheveled? Like, which one was it going to be? So I do have another question for you. Can you name 3 WNBA players?
What is that?
It's the women's equivalent of the NBA.
Oh, got it. No, I can't.
Do you think it makes you a misogynist that you can't name 3 WNBA players?
No, I don't think anyone could.
You know, I'm not going to say if I agree or disagree, but why do you think it is that so many people, and for the record, I do agree, why do you think it is that so many people think that WNBA players should be getting paid as much as Steph Curry?
I don't think they're very well informed on economics, first of all, when it comes to a certain thing. It's like I just had a company, right? I had a company, and you have a journalist who makes stories that do 10 times worse than than another journalist, right? Does that journalist deserve to be paid the same amount when it comes to something like that based off like a commission standard or how well the company's doing? Of course not. You know, the product of the work that you're doing is important with how much you are compensated for. You know, you obviously have to agree with that with your employer and figure that out in the beginning. But if the WNBA doesn't make any money because nobody watches and you don't get paid as much as one of these people, that's just the way it goes. I can't fix that for you.
I can't fix that for you. I love that. Well, one last question. Is there anything else you would like to get off your chest today?
I'm just happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Thank you, Will.
Yeah, it's good to be back, PragerU, everyone. All you guys are so nice. Too nice to me, really. So,
of course, we got to be nice to our ancestor. We respect our elders here. You paved the way. You set the table that we now eat off of. So thank you.
That's really nice.
You and Marissa
Thank you
Strite.
so much. She's the best. Everyone here is the best. It's so sad to leave when I left. But I'm happy to be back for just a little bit and come talk to all you guys.
Well, the door is always open.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.